I am Beck and welcome to my June TBR. Now, we are getting to crunch time because I am having a little baby boy at the end of June or early July. And so this is technically my last month of having a TBR before having a newborn. So now that naturally means I want to read everything that I've got on my to be read pile, and I don't think that's realistic. So I'm going to help myself out with a number generator and let that pick a few things for me. I've got 2 parenting books that I should probably read at some point as well. I recently went on a book haul crawl through Melbourne, so I'll link that bookstore come shopping with me vlog as well. And I hauled some new stuff in there. It's on my cart. I've turned it around just for a bit of mystery. So there's a few things happening in my reading space right now, and I'm really excited about it. What I might do with this TBR is start with my current library books that I've got out on loan. So that is the Ragnar Crimson graphic novels, or the manga series. So I've got volumes 4, 5, and 6 here, and I'm hoping to read these very quickly and maybe borrow the next ones. I'm not really sure how I feel because, you know, obviously there's going to be a certain point that I can't physically go to the library anymore, not for a period of time anyway, but this is a dragon manga and I'm really liking it so far. Ragnar is the main character, and in the first volume he encounters some random change, and because of this change he now wants to hunt down all of dragonkind, and he becomes a bit more powerful than he initially was at the beginning of volume 1. So we are following him across these volumes as he navigates this newfound power and figures out how to fight all of the different lines of dragons, because at the end of each dragon hierarchy or dragon line there is a dragon monarch who is incredibly powerful, and he's just gone up against a dragon who has the power to stop time, and that is in volume 3, and it's at least a 2-parter if not more, so I'm looking forward to continuing that in volume 4. Now I'm going to lean on my trusty random number generator because honestly, I just want to go through all of the books behind me and say this is what I'm reading this month, and I probably will, but I don't know what order I'm going to pick them up in. So that's where the number generator comes in clutch. I'm leaving out of my number generator the parenting book on the end because I figured I'd read that anyway, and I've also got 2 new volumes of Saga on there as well, but I need to reread the whole series in order to read those. So I've left that off this generator list because I'm not quite ready for that yet, but now I've got 9 books on my to be read pile, and that includes the books behind me and then also some audiobooks as well. So I'm going to run the generator and then see what I pick up first in June. 7. Okay. My generator has done me dirty because it's chosen Silverborn by Jessica Townsend on audiobook. It didn't even choose any of my to be read card. How rude. Maybe I'll just choose them myself and show you. But Silverborn is the 4th installment in a middle grade series, and it's one that I was going to read in May, but I wasn't feeling the right mood for it. So maybe I'll feel the right mood for it in June. Who knows? As for my physical TBR, I've got The Games Gods Play, and I was initially quite excited about this one, but since seeing some reviews and people saying that it was just written incredibly terribly, I'm not as keen anymore, but I figure I need to try it, and then if I read it, I read it. If not, then I DNF it and get it off my to be read pile. And it says, gods love to play with us mere mortals, and every 100 years we let them. I have never been favoured by the gods, far from it, thanks to Zeus. So I'm just looking forward to how the Olympian gods meld with this world, and it seems like there is a deadly contest in there as well. So I love a book with a trial, so I'm hoping that it's good, that it's decent, that I enjoy it. Next, I've got one that I'm really excited about, and I got this for my birthday in May, and this is Blood of the Old Kings, and it says, in an empire fueled by necromancy, dead sorcerers are the lifeblood, and I am looking forward to this so much. It's also not very long. I don't know, the text isn't actually that small either, so, you know, I could probably get through this fairly quickly if I put my mind to it. I'm just thinking of ways that I can get through all of these books, especially reading physically, before the end of June. No pressure. I've then got a book by an author that I've read from before and I've enjoyed her other work, so I'm looking forward to picking this one up, and that is The Crimson Road, and this is by AJ Slatter or Angela Slatter, and it follows a woman named Violet, and she's had a peculiar upbringing. She's been trained as a fighter in underground arenas her whole life until the day that Hedrick Zenor dies, which I'm assuming is her father, and he has taught her to be ruthless and put her up against all of the worst scum that he could possibly find to train her up. And his plan was to send her to the Darklands where the Leech Lord reigns. And that was where Violet's stillborn brother was taken years ago. Violet obviously steadfastly refuses until one night 2 assassins attempt to slaughter her, and it becomes clear she's going to have to clean up the mess her father made. I'm just looking forward to an adventure story because I'm assuming that AJ Slatter will do that really well. I really enjoyed her urban fantasy, which was like an urban fantasy mystery with angels and demons in it. And because I liked that characterization and that story and that writing style so much, I'm assuming that I'm going to really enjoy this too. And it's not actually too long either. It's like 400 pages. So that makes me feel like it is doable. Now we're getting into the longer books. So I am scared. And I've got a new release called The Incandescent here. And this is a dark academia book. It follows a professor named Dr. Walden, who is the director of magic at Chetwood School and one of the most powerful magicians in England. And it's her job to protect the school from demons infiltrating it. But even though Walden is great at her job, demons are masters of manipulation, and it's her responsibility to keep her school with its 600 students and centuries-old legacy safe. But it's possible the entity Walden most needs to keep her school safe from is herself. I'm just looking forward to, and I've said it before, a dark academia story, but from a professor angle rather than a student angle. Not that the student angle isn't fun, but it feels like it's been done a lot. So I'm looking forward to this new kind of spin, and I'm hoping that I end up really enjoying this because I really love dark academia when it's done well, and I'm hoping that this is done well. This is also around 400 pages long, so pretty standard for a fantasy story. Again, the writing isn't super small on either page, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to be optimistic at this point, clearly. Especially because the last book on my TBR card, like, look at how big that is. I'm so nervous. And this last book on my cart that makes me so nervous is The Raven Scholar. And it is saying, after 24 years on the throne, it is time for Bursan the Brusque, Emperor of Oran, to bring his reign to an end. In the dizzying heat of midsummer, 7 contenders will compete to replace him. Again, that trial element, which is basically what I eat up. Trained at rival monasteries, each contender is inspired by a sacred animal: fox, raven, tiger, ox, bear, monkey, and hound. An 8th, the dragon Proxy, will be revealed once the trials have begun. 8 exceptional warriors, thinkers, strategists, the best of the best. Then one of them is murdered. It falls to the brilliant but idiosyncratic Nima Kra to investigate, but as she hunts for a killer, darker forces are gathering. If Nima succeeds, she could win the throne whether she wants it or not, but if she fails, she will sentence herself to death and set in motion a sequence of events that could doom the Empire. Murder mystery, trials, contestants. I'm so keen for this. It sounds amazing, and you know, it's got the length to the story, so it's making me think that it's got the world building and the depth for this to unfold properly rather than just be fleeting and a bit surface. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this character, getting into the intent and the mystery and the world and the setting. I'm so excited for it, even though it's long. I love long books, so I'm hoping that this is really up my alley. If it's not, I'm going to be really upset, but at the same time, I am going to need space on my TBR to read all of these in the month of June, because usually I read about 6 books a month, and often those are complemented by audiobooks, and given that these are all physical reads, I don't know how I'm gonna go. I do have a few audiobooks, like Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, who is a new romance author that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I recently finished Yours Truly and gave it 5 stars. I finished it in a day and I cried. So Just for the Summer is probably on my to be read pile as well, although I don't know what kind of tropes it has. I don't know what kind of couple it follows, so I'm looking forward to that romance, which will hopefully break up some of this fantasy as well. Silverborn, I'm still on the fence about, and I'm salty at my generator for choosing it because it feels like now I have to commit to it. And then I've got a couple of other audios that have been sitting there as well, but I'm assuming that when I'm feeding my newborn at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll need something to distract me. So either I'll put on a show or I'll listen to an audiobook, and then that way I can get through more audios that way. I've also got one audiobook that is Things You Wish Your Parents Knew, and I'm going to read that as well, coupled with the other parenting book on here. So I've got a couple of things to read and I'm looking forward to it. Let me know if your June TBR is as chaotic and stacked as mine is, because I would like to know whether other people are setting themselves up for Struggle Town or not. But thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll come chat to you down below in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.